Hello, I'm Matt, and I'm here to teach you about computers. Computers. Now, you may not have seen a computer or even heard of a computer before, but computers are electronic devices. Electronic devices that process information. So, information. Sorry for the messy writing. And so, computers send and receive information, and you might see most computers today that look like this. Ooh, that's a nice bright pink color. That's kind of an off-center drawing of a computer. They don't really look that bad in real life. They're really nice and rectangular and all professional. Not like my super silly pink computer that I just drew here. And so, computers handle both input, why did I put a Q there? And output. That's supposed to be an O, but I accidentally wrote it as a Q. Output. And so the computers process the input and then they spit out the output. And so the computer itself and all the physical devices, so physical devices are called hardware. And so input and output devices use hardware, of course. And so what kind of hardware do they use? Hardware is like the physical part of the computer. And so some input devices include a keyboard, which is a board, kind of an electronic, and like an electronic typewriter, and it has a bunch of letters on it, and you use it for typing in letters and making words and sentences. And then there's like also a bunch of special keys, but mostly you want to just focus on the letters and the numbers on the keyboard. And so then the keyboard is attached to the computer via wire. And then
why would you say if you've never heard of a computer before, they'd be on the computer listening to you?
well, oh darn, I forgot to explain that. Alright, well, my mom just pointed out that if you've never seen a computer before, how are you watching this video? Because I usually upload it to YouTube, which is a video sharing site. Well, maybe someone nice who might have maybe put it on a DVD or put it on a VHS tape and gave it to you so you can watch it on your TV. So, just clearing that up. And so, you have your keyboard, which puts text in. Keyboard. And then there's the mouse, which controls something called a cursor, which is usually like a little triangle on the computer screen, which I'll talk about when I talk about output devices. And so right now my cursor looks like this little cross that you see that the colors are magically flowing out of. And so the mouse, it controls this pointer, and whenever you click or push down on one of the buttons, it sends a signal to the computer that you're selecting whatever is at the tip of this. And so say there's something like a computer file that you need to open, which I'll get to in a later video. If you click on it, usually there's like a little icon, a little picture of it on your computer screen. And then when you click on it, it opens it up. And so basically the mouse pointer is used to control everything like Windows and all sorts of different things, which I'll explain in a later video. And so now, oh, I'm running out of space. And so now, output devices. Output devices include output devices, that spells output. Sorry for the messy handwriting. Let's see, just erase that. Okay. I think I've said output enough times. Output devices send information to you after it's gone through the computer and is computed and everything. And so some basic output devices are monitors, and they're kind of like mini televisions, but they display whatever is on the computer, and this is where the cursor comes in. You know, you can see your little cursor on the computer screen, and you can also say here's a file that you opened, and you see all the little text in it, and then maybe there's a picture. And so monitors are monitors or screens. I like to call it a monitor because that's what they're officially called, I think. So monitors basically give you a visual sort of look into what the computer is doing, and it also makes it easier to interact because you know what's going on inside the computer. Well, not necessarily, but you know what's going on with like whatever you're working on. And so another output device is called a printer. And you may have seen printers before. They print out whatever is on the computer screen. So let me try to draw this as neat as I can. And so you have your paper here, and the printers use ink, so printer. The printers use ink, and they put text on the paper and also images, but mostly text like a typewriter does. And so it puts text on the paper, and so then it's easy to distribute it physically. And if you wanted to distribute it through to somebody else's computer, I'll talk about that in a later video, you'd use the internet. But for now, let's go over what we just learned. So we have the computer, which I accidentally made this nice bright pink color again. So we have the computer, and it's controlled by input devices, which put in information, such as the mouse and the keyboard. And then it outputs information through monitors, which are again mini TVs, which let you look at what your computer is doing. And then also printers, which print out information onto paper. And there's the printer printing out. And a printer is kind of like a fax machine, only you're kind of sending the virtual fax from your computer inside your computer to the printer. So I'm Matt, and I'll see you in the next video on an introduction to computers, and let's see what I'll talk about. I'll talk about software in the next video, which is the opposite of hardware. See you soon.